Hey everyone, welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett. Alongside me today, my guy Connor Mack. Connor, the second half of the baseball season has begun. First off, how was your All-Star break?
It was good. It was even though I wanted to go to LA, I think it was good that I didn't. It seemed like a ton of money, but I'm sure it was a great time. I'd rather go to a playoff game for the money that was going around for those games. Of course, the National League lost, but the Home Run Derby was fun. Everything was good. It's good to refresh, take a little break because I don't get many days off, throughout the year, especially every day, all these sports. So it's good. You ready to roll? I saw you had a good day yesterday with the Astros.
Yeah.
Automatic against those Yankees, huh?
Every time. It's very funny. I think the Yankees are mental midgets, and they're just going to keep happening. So it's going to be awesome to see in the postseason as well. 2-0 day yesterday. I can't complain. To continue the good first half, we had Jackson Holiday, my first ever MLB draft bet. Jackson Holiday,
Nice.
First overall pick, plus 450. That cashed. So overall, it's been a good couple of days here. This is our.
I have to say, Jose, you use it to that, but you're going to use that to your record.
Oh yeah, I gave that out on the show, 100%.
Okay. All right. Well, it's a little separate. That'd be like taking the NBA draft and then tacking that on the NBA.
Hey.
But I like it, and the kid's really good. The kid's unbelievable, obviously.
I would say I've never watched him pick up a baseball. Truth be told,
I've watched a few videos because I heard he hit 685 with 18 home runs.
Have you seen his face? That kid looks like he's like 12 years old.
Yes.
The first.
I don't think he's shaven.
Yeah, no, that is the first kid. Just mark it down in your history books. First number 1 overall pick where I've looked at him and been like, what the fuck? How old is this kid again? Weird. So shout out to him. Shout out to the Holiday family, Matt and Josh, or I would say, we'll start with Matt. Matt carried me once upon a time when he was in the minor leagues when I was a child. So shout out to Matt. And Josh, Oklahoma State's baseball coach, and now both of them are now just chilling, coaching Oklahoma State baseball, making the program to their form, and getting a new stadium built. So,
yeah, they both got a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
I think Matt's got 4 more or something like that.
Let me tell you, the Holiday family is going to be represented in the major leagues here. But let's talk about being represented in the major leagues here, Connor. You mentioned 2-0. You mentioned my good day yesterday. I went 2-0 yesterday. Yankees lose both games. Thought that was hilarious to watch. This is our first official card, I guess. First official big full card of the second half here. I'm a little trepidatious, Connor. And I'll start by saying this. I cleaned the slate. I wiped the full slate clean of the first half. And I've mentally just erased it. And I want to start fresh. So that means I'm going to start fresh with all of our, I'd say all of my, patented plays, I guess I'll call them. The minus 300 fade, for example. I'm not going to do that today. We're going to wait. We're going to watch it, and we're going to see how it goes for the first day, the second day, and we'll see how it goes. The Rockies or the Brewers are minus 300 today. I'm not going to bet against them today. We'll see. I think I'm going to try to be a little more picky, choosy on them. That'll be a little more difficult, obviously, because I think blind betting against minus 300 is kind of easy. At the end of the day, picking and choosing against them obviously will be more difficult. So all that to say is new slate, new Jose, still the same results, hopefully. So let's keep it going. Let's keep it rolling. Connor, are you ready to start? Say Hey Plays 104.
Hit it.
Let's fucking do it. Say Hey 104 officially underway here with Cardinals Reds here. Cardinals were minus 160 earlier today. Now minus 147 are the Cardinals. And this was a first stop in the plays I wanted to make here. I want to take the Reds. I don't know how I'm going to take them, though, Connor. First 5 or full game, maybe even both. I kind of don't want to double up on the Reds here, truth be told, because they're not that good of a team. But Adam Wainwright on the road will obviously start there. I've mentioned it often. It's bitten me in the ass at times, and at times it's helped me. But a 2.01 home ERA for Wainwright so far this year. Away, he's at a 4.10. 4.10 ERA. So I'm just going to trust the numbers there. Graham Ashcraft as well. Home ERA of a 2.67 with a road of a 6.66. Smaller sample size, obviously. But I'm going to trust the Reds offense here to get a little piece of Adam Wainwright. Get a little piece. First half against righties, their 85 weighted runs created plus is 27th best. So obviously not a number that I'll look to be too enthused about, but I still think the Reds getting money today for a good reason. Give me the Reds. Don't know how exactly yet. First 5 full game. We'll find that out here in a second. But Connor, what do you have on this one?
Yeah, I don't blame you for looking at that here. I wanted to check it was at St. Louis June 12th. I wanted to find out that start with Ashcraft. 9 hits, 4 runs. He's been pretty good for me, and I like him a little bit in this spot. I get you think the Cardinals, Wainwright's on the mound, take them first 5, a half run, and I don't blame anyone for wanting to do that. He just is not the same guy on the road, especially the older he's got. You mentioned his last 3 road starts, he's given up 4 earned. And that's kind of been him the last 3 or 4 years of his career. I mean, he's still a great pitcher and really good at home, has that unbelievable curveball. But you went through it. So Ashcraft got ripped. That was basically that one game. He might have been a bullpen in another because there's just 20 at-bats against him. Cardinals are 8 for 20. They've hit him well. But the Reds, whatever, they have 171 at-bats against Wainwright. They're at 340. Votto, 20 for 63, 4 homers. But that's not even all of it. There's just Phams really well, 7 for 13, Moustakas, Nyquin. All these guys have good numbers. Farmers, 3 for 7. I agree with you here. I kind of like the Reds, a little home dog. And it's 10, but I'd only be on the over, in this game. I don't think I'm going to bet it, but I look to the over 10 in this one. I think Wainwright gives up some. Ashcraft gives up some. I just don't love it. You'd rather go Reds first 5 you're talking about? I don't really want these bullpens. Reds are a little bit better. Okay. Yeah.
I didn't want – I was thinking mostly about the Cardinals bullpen. I don't think it's any good. So I was like, can I take the full game here? But you mentioned the Reds bullpen just so gross. So I'm going to take the Reds first 5 money line at plus 110 for me.
Okay.
So there we go. Official there. Money line plus 110. Always fun to bet on the shitty teams, I guess. Always fun to bet on the shitty teams. All right, so let's move on to the next game on our slate here. Chicago Cubs, Philadelphia Phillies. Money moving towards the Cubs, obviously. The line movement did. Justin Steele here, and this is something that I thought about backing here, but I didn't want to get there at the end of the day. Justin Steele's not call him a quarterback, not a pitcher that I want to back in any circumstances. Why am I thinking about football? That's weird. Not a pitcher that I want to back in any circumstances. Last start in the first half of the season was 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned against the Baltimore Orioles. He's better on the road, or better at home, 3.29 compared to a 5.86 home road ERA there for Steele. His July ERA was a 2.84, so he's been dealing as of late. But I don't want to back it. I don't want to take my chances with a Cubs team that's not very good. They're 16th against righties this year so far. 98 weighted runs created plus. Phillies are 10th against lefties at 112 weighted runs created plus this first half, I should say, I guess. Yeah. But Kyle Gibson, there's also a little bit of worry there with Kyle Gibson. I think the money moved towards the Cubs for a reason, but I'm not confident enough to bet on the Cubs here. So pass game for me.
Yeah, I don't trust Steele here on the road, or even Gibson. Only really one guy with a ton of at-bats, which is Gomes. Steele's just been okay, 3-6, but he has been good lately. I was going through some of his, that last few starts with the Milwaukee on the road, but his road starts before that at Pittsburgh, he gave up 5, 7 in Cincinnati, only went 2 innings. I kind of lean the Phillies. I think maybe this is a little cheap price. Is this a Cubs team that gets a little break and refresh? I want way bigger price for the Cubs here. This is too short for me. But I saw a few people in the chat. I already bet this. I bet the over 9. It's 90 degrees, wind slightly blowing out. We have a lot of games today that's kind of like 7 to 10 blowing out, whether it's left center, right center in some of these games, which I don't think it's a ton, but hitters ballpark like that with these two pitchers. think the Cubs can get some. I think so the Phillies. So I'm on the over 9.
I like that look. I think my only play on this game would be the over as well. I don't trust Steele. I don't trust Gibson, and that kind of just naturally leads towards an over. And that's kind of how I felt about a game later on in the card, one of our last games. So we'll talk about that game here in a bit. But I'm basically feeling the exact same thing you are here, Connor. So I'm glad we're in lockstep in that game here. Miami Marlins, Pittsburgh Pirates. I feel like I see these teams play every other week. They did just face off against each other. These two pitchers just faced off against this very same matchup. Zach Thompson, 6 2/3, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 2 Ks, 3 walks. And that was at Miami. Braxton Garrett, 6 innings, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 11 Ks, 2 walks. I don't know what we're going to get from these two teams, truthfully. The Pirates I've not bet on since Brian Reynolds has left. I have not bet on them since then. When he comes back, I'll consider it then. But even if he was here, like I said, we're wiping the slate clean of all the marquee plays. The Pirates team total, I would have taken a break here too if Brian Reynolds was healthy. So I'm not going to move on this game. It's only one day into the second half of the season. Just because I went 2-0 yesterday doesn't mean we're going to bust a load here and shoot on all these games and bet all the games and all the leans we think. Still going to play conservative here. I pass on this game here. I would lean towards an under, I guess, with both these offenses obviously being as bad as they are. But ultimately could not get there to the window with anything here.
Yeah, both these teams' offense has been anemic, especially it seemed like the Marlins the last few games there against these Pirates. The Pirates, though, have had success, against the Marlins. At least ATS, they're 5-0. I'd have to go back to all those games, so they covered the 1.5. But I know they played them well. You know what? I screamed under, but these teams just faced both these pitchers and pitched well. Both had 6 innings. Can they do it again? But look at their stuff. When they played on the road, these games have kind of gone over, and that's just screaming everything that I just said, that these teams aren't hitting. So difficult here. I lean, though, the Pirates, again, here at home. Give me the plus money. I wish it was a little higher, but that's just my lean here. I take them.
Yeah, this game sucks, so we're not going to spend too much time on it, thankfully. This is why it's nice to have a nice big baseball card to talk about a bunch of different games. A good game here, and this is my first official play here. Shout out to those people who watched the horse racing stream as well. I was hosting that just now while Jimmy was doing his thing. It was me, Kay Reed, and Greg. An electric threesome there, I'll tell you that. But I mentioned on that, I have Baltimore first 5 money line plus 115 for me. Tyler Wells is a guy that I have backed frequently this year. I said that he was there. John Means this year, their breakout pitcher from out of nowhere, kind of. He's not pitching as well as Means he was last year, obviously, but I still back him here. He's my favorite pitcher to back on the Orioles. 21st on the Orioles against righties this year. 95 weighted runs created plus, a little lower than I thought, but obviously their last little hot streak here would increase their number. I'm sure if I shortened up the sample size and I only did July, I would find that they're much higher. But I think that this is a good Orioles squad here that's hopefully going to keep the momentum going. On top of all that, Yankees, they play yesterday, so they get the one less day of relaxation than everyone else in the league. On top of that, it's a doubleheader in Houston. They lose both games. The first game kind of heartbreaking. The second game, they kind of get slapped around a little bit. And then they have to travel from Houston to Baltimore here to play another game. Third game in 2 days. Travel spot. It just screams Orioles to me. I wanted to take them full game, but the bullpen will be pretty. I don't know if it'll be pretty refreshed. I didn't look at the bullpen usage yesterday, but I think the bullpen will still be pretty healthy, pretty refreshed coming off of the All-Star break there. So I'm focusing on Tyon here and hoping he has a bad start.
You know what? I don't blame your first 5, but I kind of like the full game. This Orioles bullpen, we'll see. Obviously, bullpens go like this, but they've been pretty good for that first half. And so is Wells. And he's done well against these Yankees. They're only $157 off him. Obviously, they're the Yankees. This team can rake. We know their lineup. Yada, yada, yada. But I think this is a bad spot for the Yankees. I mean, can they lose 3 straight right off the bat? You talked about the pitching that, a little tired with all that bullpen. Both these pitchers, they face each other, but it was way back in May. They both were all right. Went 5, the other went 6, gave up a couple runs. But the Orioles do have some solid numbers off Tyon. My guy, Cedric Mullins, 4 for 11, a couple jacks. So maybe look at him, or a few others have homers off Tyon. Obviously, there it is. Yeah. Mullins, god damn.
You could not escape him. You fucking cannot escape him.
Can't escape this guy. He's the shit. He rakes. But Tyon, obviously, even a different pitcher. Can he continue it? Some of these pitchers, I can't wait to see once they start getting over 150 innings, 200 innings. Excellent first half. But I think the value's with the Orioles. I got to ride with them at getting over. I got plus 138. I'm going to go full game here. And the total's interesting. I don't blame you in that ballpark. You'd think just an over, but I could see this being an under with these pitchers. It all depends. So I'm going to stay off the total because I've gone back and forth on it. Even the money in this game was going opposite ways on the total. So I'm going to stick with Baltimore. I'm going to go full game.
I like it here, Connor. I think, I don't know. I think I want to add Baltimore full game with you, truthfully, but I do not want to double up this early. So I'll think about it, but I'd like the Orioles here a lot. I like the Orioles here a lot. And
their bullpen was 4th, real quick. That's what I was looking at. Tigers were 3rd. So solid bullpen for the Orioles that first half.
No, I agree with you. If the Orioles wanted to sell, they could get a lot for their bullpen pieces. And it's kind of tricky the position they're in about it. So, Connor, by the way, on the Twitter machine, I saw that our favorite guy, apparently he went to the All-Star game. You could have seen him there, Connor. You could have seen him there. This could have been you on this picture too, Connor.
He was there?
Yeah. You can't escape
Cedric
him.
Mullins.
You can't escape him. Oh my God, I fucking love that. I love that video. It's so good. You can't escape him. Let's move on to our next game here. Orioles for both of us there. Red Sox, Blue Jays here. And Connor, this game is confounding to me.
Yeah, me too.
I think that Gausman's going to go out there and just big dick the Red Sox again. He's dominated them 3 times this year. It seems like anyone with a good splitter can dominate the Red Sox, Shohei Ohtani and Gausman. I thought it was going to happen again here. My official play for Jimmy the Bag play there was Blue Jays first 5 -1/2 to get the plus money here. But for some reason, the line has moved towards the Red Sox. Even money now for the Red Sox, -120 for the Jays. I don't get it. I really don't. And I think I'm going for this show. I'm going to add and make official the first 5 under here for the game. Let me double check here. It's 4.5. I want to double check the odds real quick. I believe it was -115. 4.5 is now -120. So 4.5 -120 for me. I'll make that official. I think Nate can have a good start here. Jimmy seemed pretty convinced earlier today that the Blue Jays would get after Nate and get to him early, and that could be the case. And that's my main concern for this first 5 under. But he's faced them twice this year: 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, and then 4 2/3, 7 hits, 1 earned run. So I think he can hold his own. Obviously, this is a second start coming off the IL. That's a big factor. But I ultimately think that Gausman just does his thing and dominates the Red Sox here. So I'd be on the Blue Jays, but I'm suspended from this betting the Red Sox side, obviously. But I think I am going to be betting that first 5 under. So what do you think here, Connor?
So Kirk's and there is no Springer I see in the lineup for the Jays. Okay. You know what? I don't understand all the Blue Jay love. I know Gausman's dominated the Red Sox. But you're telling me you want to take this Blue Jay team? They won those last few games against just a depleted Royals team. They should have took care of them a lot better than they did.
Connor, we say that the Royals should have won 2 of those fucking games. It should have been a split.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yep, they were on time.
That's the series that really mentally broke me for the -200 fade. Really broke me because there were several points where it was like first 5, they're right there, they push it, or they're up by 2, they lose it. It's so crazy to me, but I'll say this, Connor, and this might be a theme of the second half for me. I think the Blue Jays are going to be I don't know if it's bet on's the term or what, but the Blue Jays are going to have a good second half, and there would be my long shot AL World Series team right now. I think as of right now, gun to head, I think it's Blue Jays, Astros, Braves, Mets. Obviously, the bracket will have to work out in a system that they can work like that, but those are the two teams in each division or in each league I think will be the cream of the crop by the end of it.
Yeah, you know what though? You talked about it. I don't mind all the money, the tickets, and even the bigger money I see on the over. Line has really moved. It open 8.5. It's 9. But with these pitchers, I could see an under. So I'm conflicted on that total. Who was it earlier that put that in the chat? J-Ro. It's hot. It's humid. It's a little blowing out. I don't know if that's going to do anything here. That's why I'm going to stay off the total. I looked at, and the Red Sox team total was 4.5. I didn't want that. You get better value here with the Red Sox money line. I don't know why. I'm taking maybe a team. I just don't think the Jays, even with Gausman, should be favored right here. I just don't think they should have been opened at minus 125. I think this should have been a pick 'em. So if you can get the Red Sox plus 110 or more, I really like that. This is kind of my games I haven't bet that it was just really looking at, but I'm not going to be on the Blue Jays here. For anything, I'd be on the Red Sox.
That's honestly shocking to hear. As low and as pessimistic as I am about the Red Sox, it's shocking to see that you're high on them, Connor. And I like
I'm not high. And between these two, the unders, the hit. Another thing while I was going through, a lot of the, all the bullshit that I go through. These games, 7 of the last 8 between these two have gone to the under. The Jays at Fenway. A lot of good things going for you there as well. But I don't know. I think this is a decent spot for the Red Sox at a plus price. They got Eovaldi. Yeah, he's Eovaldi. The Gausman dominating the Red Sox. Maybe that's why they're minus 125, 30. I like that at least you took the minus a half because I wouldn't want – because you lose those minus 125s, at that price, they just hurt you in the long run. So yeah. So, but I like the Red Sox here. I'd be on them. So this one I'll get to maybe at the end if I add it on.
I'll tell you, nothing makes me more angry than losing a minus 120 or minus 125. I fucking cannot stand it. And as I say that, I'm making official Red Sox, Blue Jays, first 5 under 4.5 at minus 120. Makes me so fucking angry to lose them, but I'm betting it here. Nathan, just keep your shit together, Nate. Just keep your shit together. Let's have a good outing, and I do not believe in the Red Sox right now. By the way, Norman Ross saying no JD and no Trevor Story today.
Well, I knew Story, but JD, yeah. So each one big bat out of each lineup. I mean, he's a big bat, but
was a big bat at least. Fucking, he's another guy that might get traded. Connor, I think the Red Sox might be sellers at the deadline too. So this is going to be a tough couple of months for me.
It could be.
All right, next game on our docket we've got here Padres Mets, a great matchup pitching wise. Yu Darvish versus Max Scherzer here. I don't know where to go with this one, Connor. I couldn't pick a side here, truthfully. Price wise, and it's easy to pick a side here, gambling and price wise. Truthfully, I think you take the plus money with Yu Darvish. I think you take it every time first 5. He's a monster first 5. Shout out to Debbie Cab. Connor, you're on here often with Yu Darvish. You know that I can't bet on him. And I think the plus money with him is a pretty easy layup, just price-wise. But Max Scherzer is just so fucking good. He is so good. He is a dog. He is all of the adjectives you want to describe him as. I really, really like Max Scherzer, and he is definitely one of the main reasons why I think this New York Mets team can win the World Series this year, which is shocking to say out of my mouth. I had to pass on this one. Darvish faced the Mets earlier this year, 7 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs. Yeah. Maybe a first 5 under, maybe a full game under, but pass.
A little difference, though. That was at home. He's just a different animal on the road. But I get why. We're going to talk about another guy, Ohtani, where I don't blame anyone. They see the value and they want to bet on getting plus money first 5. I think this is a little inflated, but Scherzer, since he's been back, has been dominant. Padres don't hit him very good. Obviously, it's kind of like Kershaw. All he does is give solo home runs. And some of those guys, Hosmer's got a solid his batting average is solid, but everyone else isn't really hitting much off him. He goes 6 or 7, but his last road start was the Dodgers, 6 innings, 5 runs. He had one good start in Chicago where he went 8 innings, but at St. Louis he gave up 5. At Atlanta he gave up 5. I want the under here. It's just the 3.5 now is minus 120, 125. So that's why I'm off. I can't do first 5. I don't mind these bullpens. Mets are a little better. I think they're 9th. Padres have, man, they've their worst 2 blowns. I had them this year, where they gave up 5 to the Brewers, and the other one I forget where they gave up 4 in the 9th. Rogers, I had talked about that the other day. He can't be, at the back end of that bullpen. Scary. He just doesn't have it. So I like the full game under 7 a little bit. It's nice hitters, weather there. That's why it's just a lean right now. I'd be on the under with these 2 pitchers. I think they could get it done. So tough one. And I just think the price is huge. I don't blame anyone on the Mets. You just got to play the premium here, to take them, minus a half or, go full game run line, which I would not do the home team.
Okay, I agree with you there. I agree with you. Connor, I want to ask you this question real quick. This is obviously just speculation here. Do you think Juan Soto gets traded before the deadline this year?
The package has got to be huge.
Gigantic.
For them to do that, because they can keep him until next year this time and
They've
trade him, right?
Yeah.
So
4 years on top of this one. So
is it so sour that they kind of will get the best deal they can and do it this year, or just wait till next year at the deadline, then do it? They're going to want something huge for him, and I think he wants out of there. Obviously, I think that money was a little low. We'll see, but I think he's going to be gone. Whether it's this year or next.
I agree with you. I think he's gone. I don't think he's gone this offseason or this trade deadline. I think he's gone this offseason.
This offseason or next deadline, maybe even. I don't know if he wants to even come back and they go through all this. He hates going to the ballpark. That whole fucking thing. Hates being on the team. Yeah.
And I brought it up here because Padres and Mets are both 2 teams that they could vie for his services. Obviously. The Mets, I don't know how exactly the Mets would do it. They don't have the prospect capital that I think could get there. Obviously, they could give him that catcher prospect. They just drafted a catcher, whatever. Then the Padres, they've got C.J. Abrams, Mackenzie Gore. They've got bodies, so they can do it.
They got it to trade, and whether they'll just keep them and they've paid people. We see, Machado, they've been dishing out money, which was shocking to me 2 or 3 years ago because they didn't pay for anybody. They're always a team that bottom of the barrel. So after the Dodgers, Yankees, those are the teams right here. Padres, I've heard whispers that might go after.
That's why I mentioned it. The star power would be tremendous.
Yeah,
Tatis. Oh man, Tatis, Soto, and Machado would be really fucking tough. So glad we brought that up. I'll keep saying it. I'm going to keep asking all the guests if they think Soto is going to be traded. It will be a daily thing, and it might change from week to week. Who knows? Next Friday, when Connor comes on, maybe he'll think differently. By the way, Connor, I'm very glad you're my Friday guest because, as everyone knows, if you're a fan of Pub Sports Radio, you know this. Foxy Boxing is on Thursdays. This Thursday. This Thursday is Foxy Boxing. We're back again. I'll be on the call 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. fights. And I'm glad that I have Connor Mack on Fridays to carry my lifeless body through this show. So there's your pre-warning about it, and I hope that you tune in for some excellent fights that weekend, Connor.
Hell yeah. Get there. Check it out.
It's going to be a great time.
Boxing. Oh, yeah.
And again, live on Pub Culture Radio, too. Stream live at those hours of the night. So if you're a night owl and don't have anything to watch, come watch some Foxy Boxing. Angels Braves here. And this right here is the most talked about game of the day.
Yeah.
It's how do you not take Ohtani plus money? I have not moved on this game. I am not going to move on this game. But how do you not take Ohtani at plus money? Jimmy said it earlier today. I don't fucking blame you guys. I would want to. The line has moved towards Ohtani. But I think that it's a trap. I think that the Braves are a really, really, really good hitting squad. He's had a hell of a weekend in a week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to describe him as. He's the Beatles of today for baseball. Everything revolves around him. He didn't fucking have to do the home run derby and pitch this weekend or this week for the home run for the All-Star game. So shout out to him, but maybe there's a fatigue after all that. He's pitched really, really, really good since the 6th of last month, or sorry, the 2nd of last month when he pitched against the Yankees, had a shit start, and ever since then it's been turned on. I passed here. I think Charlie Morton's kind of a gas can too. So truthfully, my only lean in the play that I would go to gun to head here would be the over 7. I think Ohtani can get touched up here, and Morton's fucking. I'll say this. Let's start back here. The Angels are horrible. I think the Angels offensively are horrible. I think I'll pull up RotoWire real quick. Trout is in the lineups. Obviously, he was moseying around on all weekend. But let's see here. No Trout. No Trout for the official lineup. So, yeah, I guess that's why I'm completely off this game. I would be the over, but the Angels I don't think are going to help you, even though Morton I think is susceptible. I think the Angels are that bad. So, a pass game here for me. But I do not hate anyone for taking the Angels at plus money here.
Yeah, this game was just difficult for me. I mean, yeah, can it get over? One thing with Ohtani, I mean, he was just so dominant, Jose. I mean, those last 4 starts, all like 11, 13, 11, 12 Ks. He went on, 30 innings without giving up a run. And it was just one that last start against Houston. And, that Yankee start, the blow-up. I've been on his blow-up starts. That's why it's driven me crazy. That's what gives me pause here on the road. God, he's just been so goddamn good, like you talked about. This just seems, with this guy on the mound, how can you not take the plus money first 5? But this Angels team is pathetic. He's got to do like he did last game. Wasn't that the Astros? He ripped a double. Basically, they were up 1-0 or something like that after 5 or 2-1. So I'm off. I'd be on the Angels first 5. Maybe I'm that much of a, kind of a sucker. It's plus money with him. But I worried when his command isn't on, that's where he has problems. It's usually that first inning if he's walking guys and he's in his head on the road. Goddamn, he's been good. So I can't blame anyone. Does the break do anything? He didn't pitch. He didn't want to pitch in the All-Star game. So he should be fresh, ready to roll. Just got to back that shitty team behind him.
Yeah, that's the fucking issue. Backing that shitty team behind him is tough, man. I just can't wait. Connor, I've got a little clock here, big-ass countdown clock, and it's just the Ohtani free agency countdown clock. Oh, my God, that's all I want on this earth. Just please get the free agency, Ohtani, and please get the free agency and don't let the Angels wrangle you in, man. Go to free agency first because Ohtani is – I think Soto is going to break $500 million first, but Ohtani – if Soto doesn't, Ohtani is going to smash it. He is going to break the $500 million. I cannot wait. I want to see it. You're paying for 2 different players. And then immediately after he gets paid, public opinion will then change on him, and everyone will now hate Ohtani. And that'll be a good thing to see. It'll be fun to watch. So I can't wait. Ohtani, a free agent in 2 years, basically 2 years.
Yep.
Next game on our slate, Guardians, White Sox. Boy, oh boy. It's now or never for the White Sox. They're entering the second half of the season with an easy schedule. Let me double check. I actually want to make sure, reference exactly how many games back they are, because they're in touching distance. 3 games back of the division and of the Minneapolis Twins or Minnesota Twins. I can't back them still. I've been saying it throughout the year. I'm not going to back them with Tony La Russa as their manager. But if you think that the White Sox are still going to win this division, I think now is the time to bet their futures. It was probably actually like 2 weeks ago when they were in the doldrums. But I think now is the time. They have an easy schedule. They're going to get back into it. It's during this stretch. So I guess White Sox are past here, but Cal Quantrill's been pitching better as of late. Lucas Giolito has snake bit me. I had him to win the Cy Young this year. That's not going to win. Cal Quantrill's given up 4 earned runs against the White Sox both times he's played them this year. So ultimately, I had to pass here, but it'd be White Sox team total or something like that for me.
Yeah, Quantrill just hasn't been. This is him. I don't know. He's just Quantrill. He's an innings eater, but he seems like he gives up 3 or 4 in every start. He goes 6. So, the guy's not awful. This one was just tough for me. I thought under a little bit, but with these 2 pitchers, I don't want it. I told you I got to wait on the White Sox. Can they make a run? Maybe I'll start betting on them. They won a few games there before the break. They're 500. I just don't want anything to do with this game. This game was a pass really quickly. Nothing on the total. I don't want the Sox at this number, but I can't back the Guardians. I just don't, seems like Ramirez and nobody else. And by the way, why was he hitting right-handed with a right-handed pitcher in the home run derby? It just made no sense. Yeah, just no sense. Just come on. Like
why did oh my God. You just brought up a scab with the home run derby. I made the decision, Connor. I'm never betting on a home run derby ever again. Never again. That was the first one where I didn't make any public plays, but I really took the time. I was like, all right, let's see if I can make some money here. Let's look at the odds. And Connor, I'll be honest with you. I thought I had the best bet of the night. I took Pujols under his home runs. It was 17.5 minus 135. I was like, whatever, I'll lay the juice. He ain't getting this. He gets 13. I send out like 16 text messages, Connor. I send out like 16 text. Congratulate. I hope you took this guy. Because I've been talking about it the whole day. I was like, this is going to hit. This is going to hit. Congratulations. Handshakes emojis. And of course, Kyle Schwarber fucking blows it. And then the MLB rigs it so that bastard can go ahead and win and break his thing. It was crazy. Crazy. So no more of that for me anymore. No, thank you.
I don't blame you. Yeah, team totals I don't even like. I mean, White Sox got to get 5. It's minus 110. There's just nothing for me here to bet on.
Yeah, I agree. Nothing for us to bet on here. Let's move on. Next game, Colorado Rockies, Milwaukee Brewers, minus 300 Brewers. I'll say it again. I'm going to wait until maybe like a week or so till we do the minus 300 fades here. I'm going to try to be a little more picky choosy about them, which will be probably a little, I'll say it will definitely be a lot difficult for me. So we'll stick with that. And it'll probably be a really frustrating thing because if the Rockies go out here and have a good game, put up a good fight, first 5 full game, I'm going to be fucking pissed. But the Brewers at home, Burns rested, Cincinnati coming off an IL stint. I don't want to back. So pass game for me here too, obviously.
Yeah, Burns was really good right before the break. I was all in on the Rockies there right before the break. They're at home, dogs. Even they were favorites for the Pirates. I didn't bet that last one. I think they lost. The Pirates won. But yeah, they don't hit righties well. They don't hit well on the road. I want to check their road again, what they're hitting. I'll have to look it up. 233. This team just can't. This total's interesting at 7.5. This is just streams under. Cincinnati hasn't been great, but I don't trust the Brewers offense. At times they can get going and hit, but I don't want them either. I get why people just Brewers run line here, but this could be the trap game of the day. I don't want anything to do with it. Look at him on the road. He had one good start in San Francisco. He's been a little bit better, but on the road, he's been awful. He's been better at home this year since Cincinnati going through everything. God damn, I don't want this game. I don't want the Rockies on the road. As soon as they get back home, I'll be on it. And with this total, it just seems like this could get over Rockies, but on the road, I think it makes sense with Burns on the mound. This is probably like a 4-2 game. Just like shit like that.
Under, yeah, I can see it. I mean, this is a stupid thing to say, but obviously, if these were flipped, Rockies were at home, I'd feel much better taking them here.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you. It's really the only time you can bet the Rockies when they're at home, or when they're facing Clayton Kershaw at home.
Yeah, I think there's a few spots sometimes on the road, or I do, but it's very rare. It's just only at home. Lefty, maybe a lefty on the road because they've hit lefty so well this year. Look, if you go through some stuff, every day.
All right, beautiful. Shout out to Roger that who's on Colorado. Hey, follow the
I like
300.
the balls. I like it.
The
Yeah.
300 rule. You know what? That's a really good name. I'm just gonna start calling it the 300 rule. Shout out to Roger that because I've been calling it the minus 300 fade, and that's just a fucking mouthful. But the 300 rule, if you follow it hard and fast, I really, really think that you're gonna end up plus money at the end of the year. Your record will be like 6-20, but you'll be up like 13 units on it, and it'll be fantastic. So shout out to you, my man, for doing that. Next game, Rays, Royals, and Connor, I think you've been around when Brad Keller has been on the bump here. I have backed Brad Keller at several points this season, and he's fucked me every time. And then one day I said, no more. I'm not going to back him anymore. I called him every name under the book, called him a fat piece of shit, told him that he's ugly, he's a shitty pitcher, needs to lose some pounds, everything in between. And ever since I started making fun of him, he's been amazing. He's been dominating. He's been winning people's bets. And I have not been backing him. And I'm going to continue not backing him because he's a fat slob that will probably have some mustard stains on his jersey when he's coming out on the field. But he's probably going to pitch well, too, because of all these mean things that I'm saying. So, Brad Keller, what I'm saying is, if you're watching this, you're a fat slob, you have fucking skid marks on your pants, and I hope you have a good game today. And pay me because I've been the main catalyst for your success. You fat ass. Connor, how do you feel?
Tell me how you really feel.
Exactly. I like the Rays in this game, though, but I had nothing on this game ultimately. I like Drew Rasmussen a lot. I don't want to back Brad Keller. It would be Rays or nothing for me, but that's an easy thing to say.
Do you know what? He's had a few bad road starts, but overall, Rasmussen's been pretty good on the road. I mean, he had those two shitty starts with Texas and Minnesota, but good against his last two at the Reds, and early on, he had good road starts. So, tough one. Tampa's the better team. You know, I always remember the Royals beating their ass, but that's over 5 years ago. Tampa's been pretty good in Kansas City lately. I wanted to check the lineups in this game. I'd lean with Tampa. I just don't love it. And initially, I want the under in this game. I wanted the under. These two lineups are great, but it's like 94 degrees. You know, wind's blowing out like 11 to left center. It's like perfect hitting weather. But I still want the under here. Bobby Witt, Benintendi, Dozier. Whit Merrifield's in the lineup, I guess, here.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a pass. Lean Rays.
I think, you know, I don't know if it's just like a thing on most gambling shows that sucks to pass games. I think the opposite. I think you got the pass. It's like 80% of these games, guys. We're not going to have bets on every single game on every single card. You got to pass, be picky, choosy, because at the end of the day, this ain't fucking fake bets we're giving out here. We're putting our money where our mouths are. Guys like Jimmy the Bag, Connor, fucking Ian, Tease, those guys are all making a damn living off their picks and shit. So this is real life picks, and we want to pick out winners, and we will pick out the winners, and we will pass on games we don't have anything on. And that's what we have to do here today.
Exactly, dude. And Keller, he's been good over his career, you know, the few starts he's had against the Rays. That's why I want this under. Because everything's going, goddamn. That's just a lean. I wanted the under here.
I do not hate it at all there, Connor. That fat ass Brad Keller might be able to do something for you today. I wonder if he shops in the big and tall, or if he's just husky. I wonder. I'll ask him.
He's pretty tall, right?
Yeah, he is pretty tall. He's like 6'7" or some shit like that. That's probably exaggerating it. But he's just a ugly dude, out of shape, and he sucks at pitching. But he's gonna have a good start today, and you're welcome. Rangers A's, Connor. I think this is the game we can talk about the least. I don't want to back either of these teams. These teams suck. Spencer Howard is horrible. Cole Irvin is really good at home. A 1.68 home ERA compared to a 4.79 on the road. So I guess I'm backing the A's here. But the Rangers against lefties this whole year, I was going to say this month, but the whole year, they are third. 120 weighted runs created plus. So conflicting factors there. Truthfully, I guess I'd lean towards an over. I'm leaning towards an over because I don't think Spencer Howard the A's against righties this year, 20s 9, 71 weighted runs created plus, but can Howard even stop this offense? I don't know. So I pass on this game. I lean towards the over. This game fucking sucks. Connor, what about you?
Real quick to touch on the total. Obviously, it's low, but when these two teams meet lately, they have gone over. I've noticed the score in the last 5 or 6. When these teams get together, it's gone over. So that's scary. But Howard has 2 starts against the A's, done well. I mean, this A's lineup's horrible, like you talked about. If he can go 5 innings, he gave up 1. And the first start way back in April was only a couple innings, sorry, and he gave up 2. That might not even a start. He might have came out of the pen there. But and Irvin, you talk about how the Rangers hit lefty so well. He's pitched well against the Rangers, at times in his career, and well this year. So this is ugly. You're talking about a pass. This is a pass for me. Check it off.
Too many conflicting factors. We throw that game out, and we go to another just as ugly game. Truly, the West Coast slate of baseball today is putrid. Well, I'd say these two are. The next two are pretty good. But Angels, I'm going to keep saying all these different team names. Arizona Diamondbacks, Nationals here. I don't want to back either team here again. Zach Gallen was phenomenal, really, really good at a time this year, but has not been that guy. And this is going to come as a surprise to nobody, but I don't want to back him at a minus 160. Who wants to do that? There's no value there. The Arizona Diamondbacks 22nd against lefties. I understand it's Pat Corbin, but Pat, his last couple of starts were pretty good against bad teams. Let's make that distinction. Against bad teams, he was pretty good. He faced the Braves last time out, 5 innings, 9 hits, 6 runs, 5 of them earned. Kind of to be expected there, but I think that both of these pitchers could go out here and deal. So an under would be my first initial lean here. But Pat Corbin away ERA this year, a 7.19 compared to a 4.94 at home. So a super pass game here for me. Maybe even a Diamondbacks team total, if that's what you're thinking of, but nothing I wanted to do on this game.
Well, that's what I was thinking was Corbin on the road. No way. I know the D-backs struggle at times to score, but I think they could get 3 to 4 off him and then at least get a couple out of the pen. I wanted the plus money. I found minus 105. I see minus 110s. I'm sure if I shop around, maybe I can. Because I just don't want – I'd go with the D-backs run line. I just don't like the home team, that whole thing. It's plus 130. But I like the D-backs team total here. Corbin on the road, just no fucking way. I know it's 4.5, but it's minus 105. That's what I was looking at in this one. And I'm in the bet.
I would say 4.5 minus 105 is kind of what I expected. And that would be my only bet here. Like, I'm not going to bet it, but that would be the only thing I could probably play. I don't want to bet the Nationals bats either. I think the Nationals are going to be a fade for the rest of the year as long as they keep Juan Soto too. That's going to linger. That's going to be a lot of awkward energy. That's going to linger. And I do not foresee good things coming in the Nationals' future. So, pass game for me, team total for Connor. Nathan Cerna liking a run line there, plus 140. I don't hate it if it's a good plus money price there. We're a home team. Yeah. All right, Connor, we've got 2 more games to talk about, and they're 2 really good ones here. This first game, I want to have a play on it, truthfully, but I didn't know what to do, Connor. I didn't know. Astros Mariners minus 120 earlier today for the Astros. Now a little bit more expensive, 22 here. Urquidy versus Marco Gonzalez. And man, I've said it. I feel like a broken record when I say these things as frequently as I do sometimes. But Jose Urquidy, Luis Garcia, and maybe not so much Framber Valdez anymore, but those 3 guys are the Astros pitchers that I will back almost every time they're on the bump and every time they're at home. They're at home. Jose Urquidy is not on home here. His home ERA a 2.63, His away ERA a 5.20. So not good there. He's faced the Mariners 3 times this year. None of them have been good. Not one of the starts have been good. He's been like 6 earned runs, 5 earned runs, and his best start was at home. It was like 4 earned runs. So I don't believe in them in that aspect. I also don't trust Marco Gonzalez. I don't know what it is. I've always had this bias against Marco Gonzalez. I just don't think he's very good. But the Astros against lefties have not been, they're not the lefty smash they used to be. 15th, 105 weighted runs created plus. The Mariners are 7th, 107 weighted runs created plus against righties. They're obviously, the streak. They're still on it technically. Originally I took down the Astros. I wrote down the Astros because I was like, the Astros are just a better team and they're going to win here today. But at the end of all the capping, I said Mariners. It seems like it's a Mariners spot to me. And on top of that, like I mentioned with the Yankees, if I'm going to use it to detriment the Yankees, let's be at least a little unbiased here and say the same thing about the Astros here. The Astros play yesterday. They play 2 games. They win both games, so not maybe an emotionally as disappointing, not as disappointing as a plane ride, but it's still a plane ride from Houston to Seattle today. So we'll see. I guess I'm taking the Mariners here, but I don't know how I'm going to take them yet. What about you, Connor? What do you think about this one?
Yeah, this is interesting. They win both those games. Now they got to go to Seattle. The pen's got to be taxed a little bit in this one. And I'm not sure if Presley, the closer, is still out or not. I got to double check that. So there's another guy out of the pen. I have to look that up.
He's still on maternity leave or paternity leave.
Oh, yeah, okay, because I saw that the other day, but I didn't know if he'd be back for this one. Marco Gonzalez had pitched well. He had a good start. At home, 7 1/3, two earned. He had been pitching well, and I thought about taking him, Jose, against Texas, and he was Marco Gonzalez of old. 11 hits, 5 earned right before the break, and I'm worried about that here. There's other 2 things. He gives up 5 or 6, or he throws, he goes 7 like he did against the Astros. Maybe they're a little bit tired, but they're the Astros. This lineup's stacked. But I think it's a leery spot. I know it's off the break. How can you not? If you've been riding the Mariners, I didn't take them every single game, but I took them probably 2/3 of those, and all they did was win. I'm going to take them again here tonight. If they lose, fuck it. But I think the spot's good, like you were talking about, and I'll take them at +110.
See, and in the fucked up, or I don't know if I guess it's fucked up part about it, but the part that's got me fucked up is I don't know what side to take, but I was like, why do I need to take a side?
You can take the team total.
I was saying, yeah. I just said, why don't I take the over? But
or the over, yeah.
The bullpens are good. So I was like, okay, I don't want to take full game over, I guess. So first 5 over is what I wrote down, over 4.5. And truthfully, 4.5 kind of do scare me. But my guy, Sneaker That 219 here, putting a Mariners team total at 3.5. I think that's the play.
It's -130, so maybe do the 4 if you want. But I mean, you know what I mean. Do the 4 or middle it with the 4, but it's up to you. If you don't mind the -130,
I have a -150. Wow.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah. I'm looking at one here. Shout out, hit in the chat, whatever book you're on, hit up what the Mariners 3.5 is. Maybe I have to refresh it. I've been on this for.
I've got 4 at -120. So yeah, that's what makes this game so tough for me. Like there's so many. I ultimately at the end of the day, I think that these offenses hit. Eric Romero has got a -125. Man, fuck my book. Bovada is just giving me the worst. I think I'm going to roll with that first 5 over at 4.5 here. It's at +110. I think I don't know for sure, but I think this will be the highest first 5 total that I've taken the over on. I usually don't bet first 5 overs. If I say first 5, I'm like, might as well just take full game. But I'm taking first 5 over here, so it'll be interesting. By the way,
yeah,
I'm saying he has on Bovada at -125. Let me refresh because damn, mine is just fucked.
Mariners have hit him hard, Urquidy. Like everybody, France. When's Lewis going to be back? Because I saw him doing the minor league stint right before the break. Is he back yet?
I also saw the minor league stint, but good news. I was looking at the Astros 3.5 at -150. It's 3.5.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
So it's 3.5 for the Mariners at -125. So thank you, up 5 for that. I also did give it a refresh. That probably helps too. But yeah, damn. Connor, what did I say like 10 minutes ago about the fucking -2025? I hate losing them. but I'm betting them again. I'm going to take that 3.5 at minus 125. And just know if it loses, I'm going to be fucking furious. So let's fucking go. Shout out to my guy,
Go.
Up 5. Johnny Guns got some 3.5 at
I'll be right back.
I appreciate you guys. Connor, do your thing real quick. I'm gonna introduce this last game. And by the way, we'll do this little mini recap while Connor's gone here. Fucking brutal schedule today. Maybe it's just because of the first game of the second half. I think it's a tough card today. So just a quick recap for those who've been watching. We appreciate all you guys have been watching this whole time. Cincinnati money line first 5 plus 110. Baltimore first 5 money line at plus 115. I'm not going to go with the full game there. I'm just going to take the first 5. Seattle, Houston over first 5 in there. Let me write that down real quick. Seattle, Houston first 5 over. Excuse me. I'm not going to make that official. Sorry, I'm a fucking mess right now. I'm a little bit of a fucking mess. I apologize. I'm going to scratch that out. I'm only going to bet that Seattle play because I was going to do both. But I don't want to leverage myself that highly on 2 over minus 120 plays or whatever it may be. So only Seattle Seattle team total over 3.5 at minus 125. And then Boston, Toronto, first 5 under 4.5 at minus 120 there. So those are the plays so far. With this last game coming up, we've got the San Francisco Giants versus the LA Dodgers here. A great game yesterday. Of course, Mookie Betts does his thing. Home run in a big spot. Diving play to end the game. Best player in baseball, not named Shohei Ohtani. He's great. Logan Webb versus Tyler Anderson. And boy, oh boy, I don't know what the hell we're going to do with Tyler Anderson here. I do not know what his season holds here. He's had a great first half, obviously. He's one of the main reasons why the Dodgers have such a high lead in the division. Logan Webb, this is actually his first start against the Dodgers this year, which is kind of shocking to see. I kind of expected to see him at least once this year, first time. So maybe I'll keep this cap short. When Connor comes back, he'll give us his breakdown and the picks and everything. But I had to pass here. Minus 145 was way too juiced for me, especially with Anderson and Webb. Webb not as good on the road, I should say. And the Dodgers are just good, man. I don't think they're going to win the World Series this year, but Dodgers are just a good squad. So I had to pass on this one. Connor, did you have any thoughts on Giants-Dodgers? Because this is a super tough game. Obviously, the Dodgers are in your neck of the woods. Since you live in that Los Angeles, obviously. You live in Los Angeles, 5 minutes from Chavez Ravine or whatever it is, the Pirates Cove, as I call it now. But what do you have on this one, Connor?
Yeah, this game's interesting because you can look at it a ton of different ways. Like the value here with Logan Webb, the guy's been really, really good. I know he kind of scuffled early, but maybe that was just, the short spring training, but he's been excellent after that first month. Look at after June 4th, his worst start was against the White Sox at Interleague where he gave up 3, but he's even been good on the road. This one's tough. I want to take the under after yesterday, those runs scored, but both teams seem to be swinging it decent, and Anderson keeps shocking me and pitching well, especially at Dodger Stadium. This one's not easy here, but I lean under. The first 5 is a 4, I believe, at even money. Right? Yeah, the full game's minus 110. I don't know what I'm going to go with here, but I think I'm going to make a bet on this under in this game. It's a little scary. The Dodgers have been swinging it well, but that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, my first initial lean would be to the over. And I think of all the things, Connor, that shocked me, the Giants' numbers this year against lefties has shocked me the most. We kind of thought that they would struggle against lefties.
They've been okay, yeah.
Sixth this year against lefties, 119 weighted runs created plus. Shocked. Did not think it was going to be that high. So my only lean would be towards the over, but that's exactly why it's only a lean. I have nothing officially on this game. I have no strong feel. And ultimately, I would trust you over me when it comes to Dodgers' opinion. So an under here, I don't hate at all.
But you're right. No, the Giants were hitting well, and I remember they scored a bunch of runs right before the break. Maybe that last game when they were facing a lefty, I'd have to pull it up. Oh, it was what's his face when they scored off Keuchel. They scored 13 runs off Keuchel that night when everyone. I think Anderson's a little bit better. It's scary, and I see both sides. I see the value. That was a roller coaster yesterday. People at the Dodgers run line, but the value in Webb here. Giants maybe even first 5, or people can looking at you're getting a great price to take Dodgers run line. You're not getting many more 150s. It is at home. I get that, but tough one. I still lean under after yesterday's game, and maybe I'm fucking off, but that's my lean in this one. Heavy. I haven't bet it, but I've been looking at it.
Okay, good. By the way, some good comments to end this little segment here. Overtime mentioning that Webb is going to get harder than a $5 Tijuana hooker. That's very vivid. You can really picture that. And
Nice.
JJB also letting us know that we can add one more to the Jimmy Surf and Turf comment. Connor, you'll have to remember this. If you go on the horse stream tonight, Jimmy tonight or today, I guess the whole day, he's been just loving. What's the track starting to Del Mar? Is it Del Mar?
Del Mar.
Yeah, his
where
favorite
the surf
thing,
meets the turf.
Yeah, it's his favorite thing to say right now. When the surf meets the turf, Del Mar horse rack. And he's going to say it 100 more times today. So just keep a note of it. It was 4 earlier. Now it's 5. That number is going to increase as he gets more drunk and as the night goes on. So shout out to JJB for letting us know, and shout out to Jimmy the Bag and the horse racing stream going on all day tonight. It'll be on tonight until midnight. It'll be great. I think I'm going to join later tonight, but I'm going to be at a minor league baseball game tonight watching. Yeah, I'm going to be at a minor league baseball game. I'm actually going to go watch Lance McCullers rehab.
So. Oh, nice. What is you go to? The San Antonio of AA, right?
Yep, San Antonio Missions, the former AA team of the Padres. It was the Brewers for 1 year last year, and it was been the Padres for a long time. That's why I met my close personal friends, Fernando Tatis Jr., Salvador Perez, Ty France, and Josh Naylor, all my close personal friends. But yeah, we're going to the minor league baseball game tonight, and it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good thing. Overtime, I am still grounded, and I'm also not betting the Red Sox today. And Nathan Cerna, no, do not take the Cardinals today because we are not on the Cardinals. But speaking of what we are on, Connor, I want you to go first here with this little recap. I talked about my games a little bit. I'll recap it one more time. What do you want?
I am on Cubs, Phillies, over 9. That first game, it just went off. I leaned it, Cards, that over 10. I didn't, end up betting it. But Cubs, Phillies, over 9. Baltimore, give me the full game, plus 138. D-backs team total, over 4.5, minus 105. Mariners, full game, plus 110. And my 2 leans, I'm taking the Red Sox, plus 110. I'm not going crazy with this bet. Those are but I'm gonna throw some on the Red Sox here. While I get all this Canadian love on the Blue Jays, give me the Sox plus 110. And last, I'm looking at that Giants Dodgers under 8. I don't know if I get there. I've had, I got 4 plays here, 5. So lean that way. Maybe if I get a sweep, Jose, with all these good plus monies, I'll look at that under 8.
We'd love that. I'll say that, Connor. You make me feel a little better about the Red Sox tonight. I'll say this: if the Red Sox win tonight, Alex Cora is a fucking hell of a manager. Hell of a manager, man. I think he's the best manager in baseball, right there with Kevin Cash. But if he gets this win tonight, he coach up the boys after a really shitty way to end the first half. Man, oh man. All right. Wow. Well, thank you, Connor, for all those plays. I appreciate you giving me a little bit of confidence in the Red Sox today. My official plays, I kind of mentioned them earlier a little bit. Cincinnati Reds, first 5 money line. Baltimore, first 5 money line. Toronto, Boston, first 5 under 4.5, and the Seattle team total over 3.5 at minus 125 for me. There, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun here. I've got to run. I've got to go to the stadium. The game starts in about an hour, and they're giving away free ugly Christmas sweater jerseys for the first 2,000 fans. So we've got to get there first. How
got to get there, Jose.
If I get that jersey, I'll be wearing it right here on Say Hey Plays tomorrow.
Did you say the first 2,000 fans?
First 2,000 fans.
They can't be more than that though. So I think he'll get it. I mean, are they pulling
Well,
3,000-4,000.
again,
That's
Connor, I
decent.
told you I wore Lance McCullers.
Okay. Maybe they are. All right. Hey,
Houston
let me know the
Astros.
attendance. I need
Okay,
attendance.
I will. I'll shoot you the attendance.
Okay.
But yeah, Houston Astros coming to play the Corpus Christi Hooks. It's gonna be fun. Lance McCullers is gonna get a first 2 starts. I'll let you guys know how his curveball looks. I'll let you guys.
Yeah.
And I'll get the inside scoop if he is like Max Scherzer and gives my friend some AirPods or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, forget that. And by the way, no, Roger, that I did not forget Colorado. I'm not gonna bet I'm not following the minus 300 rule, the 300 rule as you're calling it. I'm gonna wait until a couple days. We got a couple days. I said it earlier. I want to wait until the second half gets officially underway so we can really bet it. But I think you should bet it. I think it'll be a profitable thing. Might not win today, but over the year it will. I'm going to be more picky choosy about it. So if I've hurt your feelings, Roger, that I'm sorry. I still love you, and I hope it cashes today. All right, Connor. I will see you soon. Tomorrow's guest is TBD. I'm going to figure out who's tomorrow's guest is going to be now. Might be Ragu. Might even be Connor. Who knows? I'll ask Connor here maybe soon if Connor's free. I don't know what Connor's doing tomorrow, but don't worry about it, everyone. We'll have a guest tomorrow. It'll be a great time. Say Hey Plays 104 officially under the books. Connor, when's the next time people can see you, and where can people find you?
Yeah, tomorrow. Well, I'm gonna jump on the horses here at Del Mar. I gotta bet a little ponies tonight. I always love them.
Del Mar, where the surf
meets the turf.
Oh, okay. Okay, I've heard of that.
But yeah, I'll be on Sunday, usually with Sharpie. So yeah, my Saturday's off. It's been a nice week of relaxation, but I'm ready to get back in it. And if you need a guy, yeah, I could do Saturday mornings. I can get my ass up. I'll be up anyways. I'm already up capping the car, so I could definitely be on.
Beautiful. Well, Connor, I'll shoot you a message and let you know. But for sure, it'll be a fun show tomorrow. Thanks everyone for watching. We appreciate you guys. Like I said, Go watch those horse racing action right now. It is live. Go take your guys' asses. Go watch them. Jimmy's probably already drunk by now, saying things that he'll regret, making bets that he won't regret. So that will be a fun time. Connor, I appreciate you as always. Chat, we appreciate you guys. Eric Romero, Nathan Cerna, Corey Jones, Nathan Cerna, Roger that, not applicable, control your vessel, Jake Burns, overtime, Jay Smith, Paul Trippy, JB, all you guys. Thank you guys, and we'll see you guys mañana. Don't forget to say hey on social media, and we'll see you guys.